This morning, UKIP launched its manifesto and it's fielding candidates in 69 of the 72 seats up for grabs. They're going to be hoping to repeat the success from the last set of elections. In 2004, you might remember, they beat the Liberal Democrats into third place with 16% of the vote and increased their number of MEPs from 3 to 12. Now, UKIP's main platform is total withdrawal from the European Union. They argue that British membership of the EU should be replaced by a genuine free trade agreement without political union. And they also campaign on a platform of no to unlimited immigration. Now, speaking earlier this morning on their campaign launch, UKIP leader Nigel Farage outlined his party's main message.
A vote for any of the other three parties is a vote for us to stay part of the European Union. A vote for UKIP in this election is a way of sending a message to the party leaders at Westminster. And if we make that message big enough, it's a message that they simply won't be able to ignore.
And we're joined now by a founder member of UKIP, London MEP Gerard Batten. How well are you going to do you think?
As we go on, Anita, I'm becoming more confident, actually. I mean, we did, as you said very well, we did 16% last time. We got 12 MEPs. There are no such things as safe seats for UKIP. We have to fight for all of our votes, unlike some of the other parties who are in seats that they've been in for decades. But, of course, it is a proportional representation system. And as we've gone on in the campaign and our launch today, which went very well, I'm confident that we're going to do as well or even do much better.
There are, though, difficulties, because, I mean, we heard Fraser saying people are going to be hard-pushed to name many members of the Tory party. That is more so for your party than any other. Apart from Nigel Farage, do they know who anybody is? You've got an 18-year-old standing, I believe, somewhere.
I think that's a bit unfair, Anita, when how many people could name any MEP? Probably Robert Kilroy-Silk and Mrs Kinnock, about the only two that are well-known, apart from Nigel, in the whole country. It's probably because the press don't actually report what goes on in the European Parliament. It might help if they actually reported what went on there, since about anything between 75 and 85% of our laws now come from the European Union. But I don't think that matters. Our message is very simple. If you don't like the European Union and you want us to leave and you want free trade, cooperation and friendship with Europe, but you don't want to waste billions of pounds on it every year and have your laws made there, have unlimited immigration, then you've only got one choice, which is vote UKIP to say no.
I mean, the thing is that the whole landscape has changed. 2004, you had a pretty, I think it's fair to say, beleaguered Tory party. You've got a resurgent Tory party now. You've got the BNP factor, you've got the Libertas factor. You're being squished in the middle of all of this, aren't you?
We've got a landscape in which Labour activists and Tory activists tell us that they're going to vote UKIP. I've had a Tory member of the House of Lords, I've had a Labour MP tell me that in a European election, their activists vote UKIP. They don't like their own party's policies. So I would say the landscape has changed. It's got more in our favour, in actual fact, than it was last time.
Is that the way you read it, Nick?
Well, I hope, actually, I'm very pro-European. I disagree profoundly with UKIP. I actually hope they do well, because I think they'll keep the BNP vote down. There's a lot of talk in Media London of the BNP doing well, and actually that's the sort of fault of Media London that we, I say, tend to see the white working class as these sexist, racist, homophobic brutes who are all ready to join the Nazi party, which they're not. But, you know, in the north of England, there is a danger that the BNP could win the seat. They might do well in Stoke as well, in the East End. And whatever my disagreements with UKIP, it is not a neo-fascist party, and I hope they take some people who might be tempted to vote BNP.
And Robin Page of UKIP warns that you are in danger of imploding. What does he know?
Well, I think it's a bit of sour grapes, because Robin wanted to be on the list to be a candidate. He couldn't manage to get his nomination form in on time, and then seemed to be very upset by the fact that we weren't going to make a special case for him. So it's not the case amongst the candidates. We're all raring to go in the fight. Our members and our activists are raring to go. And you mentioned the BNP factor. Last night there was a by-election in Hartlepool. UKIP got 24% of the vote and came second, and the BNP came fifth after the Tories, I believe. I think this has been talked up by the media more than it's a fact and has any reality. I don't think they're actually going to do very well at all.
Well, we shall see. Thank you very much for being with us.
To find out more about who we are and what we stand for, go to the UK Independence Party website at www.ukip.org.